Welcome to another sketchbook tour video. So this one I'm really excited about. I have two sketchbooks. I'm going to go over this one first. This was for the month of October. I did Inktober prompts in this one and Art Hang Party Tober prompts in this one. So we're going to get right into it. Alright, so this is the Inktober sketchbook. And you can see my stickers on it. I have my little strawberry holographic sticker and then a sticker from a lovely friend on the back. Debbie Draws Funny. So this was the Pentalic Traveler's sketchbook that I used this month. And it really is primarily for drawing, I think. I tried to use water on it and it just didn't work out well. So this was the first prompt of the month. It is backpack. And I didn't really have a reference photo. I just started drawing. So let me try to get a card so we can cover up the upcoming drawings. I have a stack of Ohuhu cards that I can use. That way I'm not diverting the focus for each prompt. All right, moving right along. The second prompt of the month was Discover, and I chose the moon with a satirical little flag. Hashtag first, if you know, you know. That was the first thing that came to mind. So the third prompt was boots, and I've been wearing my cowboy boots a lot, so, you know. The fourth one was exotic, and I was just thinking of Toucan Sam, so I also wanted to do some hatching. I'm not good at it, but I figured I'd practice. This is my favorite one. This is binoculars. I love this one. And you can see I wrote it on her arm. I think this one came out really well. And then the next prompt was Trek. And this is what I thought of. I was just drawing whatever came to mind. And I love Star Trek and Star Wars. So the next one was Passport, and going on my little spacey theme, I thought about leaving the planet and going to different planets. Intergalactic travel. Next one is Hike, and I really couldn't think of anything. So I did a mountainous hike. I thought that one came out really cool though. The next prompt was Sun, and I just thought of a sun with blinding rays in your face, and yep. That's where that came from. Next one was Nomadic. When I was in college, there was a taco truck called the Nomadic Taco Truck, and I loved it, and that's what I thought of. And then next one was Snacks. I was on a road trip, so this was what I had in front of me. All of our road trip snacks. And I just had colored ink with me and a black pen, so. The next one was Remote, and I thought of a remote island. Watching a remote island with the remote. Yeah. Horizon reminds me a lot of the It's Raining Meatballs, or I can't remember what that book is called, but that's kind of what it looked like, but I don't know. Rome. I thought of Wherever I May Roam, the Metallica song. I freaking love Metallica. So yeah. Next one was Guidebook. And on the space theme, the Guide to Mars. And I thought that one came out really cute. So, Grungy. This one was a tough one, but I immediately thought of Nirvana and, Kurt Cobain and Courtney Love. And then Journal. I journal very often, and so that's what came to mind, my journal. I journaled in the little journal. There's Drive. Drive was a really fun one. It's one of my favorite movies. So if you've seen it, you know what I drew. I love Drive. And then Ridge. I thought of Ruffles Have Ridges. Nothing to do with space or anything else, but just what came to mind. That's kind of how I was going on this sketchbook, Inktober. Uncharted. I have that scene with a compass, which means it's charted, so I wasn't thinking, but yeah. And then I liked doing the imagination animal and then doing a real version after looking at a reference photo, so that's what I did there. My imagination one is weird, but it's okay. This one is camp, and I wrote it somewhere really tiny. Right there. Yeah. It was kind of a cool camp scene that I had in mind. But yeah, this month was either whatever I think of first I'm drawing, or I'm going to go in a space theme. So that's how my Inktober went. Rust. Thought of a rusty car. Drew a rusty car. I love this one. I think as I was going along, I started to really like my drawings. And then Expedition. Love this one. I actually did a short of this one. And then I messed up the background right there. Yeah. But it looks really cool. I really like it. That spread is my favorite. Scarecrow came out really good too. This one really didn't fit the theme. And I just, yeah. Camera. I work on news cameras. I fix them. So I thought of this. Yeah. Kind of cool. Yeah, I was pleased with it. I think the Scarecrow one was my favorite on that spread. This one is Road. I just thought of a kind of, yeah, there it is. Kind of a close-up view of a truck on a road. Or car, or whatever. So, I like this one a lot. This was a good spread. I don't like this one. Jumbo, I did really quickly. I took like 60 seconds, so we're just going to cover that one up because, yeah. And then that one is Navigation. And, yeah, it was just whatever I thought of. And then Violin obviously did not fit the theme, but I like how this one came out. This was another, like, maybe 1 minute sketch. And then Landmark, Where I'm From. There you go. I really liked that one. That was another quick one, like under a minute. But I like how it came out. And that's the end of Inktober. I used the sketchbook for some notes and some other little drawings that I did. And you can kind of see that in the background. So that should be it for this one. We're going to move on to the next sketchbook, which will be the Art Hang Party Tober sketchbook. But yeah, that was really fun. I've never tried the Inktober before, and I will definitely do it again. So, onward. This was my sketchbook for Art Hang Party Tober with all my glorious stickers from friends again and from my own creation. I have Debbie Draws Funny again, and I have Dutch Brothers, and I have some funny little stickers I picked up at Meow Wolf. And let me just move all of the art supplies so that we can actually take a look at the sketchbook. So this was the little title page that I created. I thought it was super cute. And I skipped the next page because it's glued, and the first prompt was jellyfish. I did record, I think, the entire process of this, so I think my favorite part was adding the glitter gel pen on top, and I think the rainbow pencil jellyfish, so you can hardly see. I liked that one too. But that was a really fun one. There we go. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. The different glitter effects. So yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed using a lot of different mediums for a lot of the prompts. Honestly, there's very few prompts in this book that I use just one medium for. So the next one is beverages, and these are all my favorite beverages. And if you have never heard of Crazy Water before, I think I have one. But there's hot cocoa and coffee and boba tea and Dutch Brothers and Dirty Dr. Pepper and tea and Crazy Water. There you go. It is a Texas specialty. There's a whole story behind it. So next prompt was coral. This was an Art Hang Party. I did the replay for it, and I did it with my, I believe it's the Pentel Pocket brush pen. I love the ink. It's so smooth. It's so black. It is a bit shiny on top of, I want to say they're the tempera paint sticks, but it looks super cool. I think this is one of my favorite ones in the book. Not to downplay the rest of my art, but it's it's kind of cool. I really like the intricate black coral. Yeah. Next is album covers. I was stuck on this one for a bit, but I did some of my favorite albums I was listening to. That's my ex-husband's, so Wave Vendors. Yeah, I've used some of his songs before. That one is The Weeknd, and I love that album. It's one of my favorite albums he's ever put out. That's Taylor Swift. I love that one. That's one of my favorites. And then that's Austin by Post Malone. Again, a gem. I love it so much. This was like my October playlist on a page, basically. And so I used the Crayola oil pastels for this page. They were really fun to use, and I sprayed it down with a fixative. They did still smudge a bit because I didn't use a fixative right away, but I love the Crayola because they actually have a gold, and the Mungyo Gallery ones do not have a gold, or at least the sets that I have. Next was a free draw frenzy that I had to do a replay of. This was an 80s day, and it was so much fun, and there's my Pika prints at the bottom. I try to fit everything into the spread. Don't look at the strawberry shortcake missing a W. Yeah, we're gonna, yeah. Yeah, this was fun. I really enjoyed this. There I am. And I should have drawn myself with some crazy 80s makeup, but oh well. It's, yeah. Anyway, moving on to ocean animals. And I did this one with a lot of different mediums. We have the tempera paint sticks on the bottom. We have Tombow markers, and I have some acrylic Arctics paint pens. Yeah, I like that one. Don't like this one. This one's patterns. Yeah, no, I don't like this at all. We're going to move on from it. It didn't come out well. This one is Bouquet. I liked this one. I did this one in all inks, these inks. They are India inks. They're waterproof. They're lovely. I have so many different colors. And I was just dropping them on the page and kind of just making a mess. I've never used them before, but they're just great. And then I used some of the white ink with a brush to kind of do some fine details. And yeah, it was awesome. This prompt was fruit. If you couldn't tell, I used a lot of different mediums again. Right there, that apple, I used the inks again. And yep. That ink dries very, very shiny. So I thought this is perfect for an apple. This is a beautiful ink. And I think I just dropped this one on there and kind of brushed it around, leaving a little bit of white space for extra shine. Look at that. I used carandache Neocolor 2s on the pineapple. I used colored pencils on the peach. The Luminance colored pencils. I used some oil pastel, I believe, for the grapes. I used some watercolor for the strawberries. I mean, this was so many different things. So fun. This was an art hang party. This is ball gowns. I could only fit 4, but my favorite one was the gold one because it came out really shiny, very pretty. I kind of wish I would have been able to fit more, but yeah, there's that gold. But this was fun. I really enjoyed it. This was space. I love space. You saw the previous part of my video. So did this in all oil pastel. And then I sprayed it with the fixative. I used these Crayola oil pastels. They were so fun. And then I used some neon oil pastels by Mungyo. So yeah. There is the UV fixative that I used to make it so shiny and flat. I used the Krylon clear, and it was gloss, so it's very shiny, but now it's not going anywhere. But it's really cool. I like that one. And this is, I don't know how to say this, Nudie Bronx, I believe. These are sea slugs, and they're so cute. That's me all the time. Me every day. Yeah. I like how this one came out. These are real sea slugs. And this was Perspective. This is Dodger Stadium. This is my home. This is my hometown. I didn't live at Dodger Stadium, but I wish I could have. Anyway, I used the carandache gouache set for this. It was so beautiful. So smooth, so creamy. I love these. These are amazing. it was a splurge that I think was well worth it. Came out beautiful. Next was kitchen utensils. I'm always in the kitchen. I cook a lot. I decided to do shadows versus no shadows. I did this with, I believe, carandache and yeah, I think just carandache and some watercolor and some ink pen. Next up was ceramic figurine, and since I don't own this one, I had to use a reference photo. But I think it came out kind of cute. This is watercolor, so that was a fun one with some gel pen. This was mailboxes, and I did a shorts video for it. I used my carandache Neocolor 2s and my carandache Supercolor colored pencils for this one. Here's my gigantic carandache Neocolor 2 set. I think it's like the set of 84 or 82. I'm not really sure. But it's difficult to open. I do love this set though. I just don't use it as much because I have smaller sets. But look at these colors. They are lovely. I did use this recently in a art hang party. I used as many colors as possible. But yeah. So much fun. I love the beautiful red cases. I just love it. So yeah, that was mailboxes. Very fun prompt. I did use a reference photo for this, because my mailbox is not as cute as this. Definitely not. Next up, we have build a farm scene. This was an art hang party, and I don't like my farmer's face. Ugh. This was so many different iterations of making her face come out better. I messed it up with a pen. But anyway, I used Tombow markers. I used colored pencil. I used some, what were they? The tempera paint sticks. I used a lot of different mediums, like just regular colored pencil, whatever I had on hand. And I believe I used some Stabilo woodies. The next prompt was leaves, but before I do that, I do have several pages of the build a farm scene in the back of the sketchbook. So I really liked this one. This was a really fun art hang party, and I just wanted to continue it. So here's another one with my cute little chickens wearing sweaters. More of the tempera paint sticks for the mud and some colored pencil. And I think there should be at least 2 more scenes. Yep, here's this one. Lots of colored pencil. I was enjoying my super colored pencil set. I have weird goats on that page. This was my favorite one though. This was the super colored pencil and I think some of the Derwent ink tints, and it just came out lovely. This is my favorite farm scene. Kind of wish it was in place of the other one, but whatever. So let's go back to the next prompt, which will be leaves. There we are. Leaves. I love this one. This one was fun. I did this one with watercolor and some of those inks that I showed you earlier with my dip pen. I did the red ink for some extra detail for that larger leaf on the top left. And then I used watercolor and a fine paintbrush for extra detail within the watercolor. And it was just so pretty. It was a fun one. Yeah. So, next up we have RetroFuturism. This one was really cool. I really could not think of what to do, but I ended up doing like a 1950s lady with cakes, and I used the Gonzai Tombi watercolors that I have for the granulating watercolors. It gave a really cool like spacey vibe. I don't know why you can't see the colors super bright on here. Her lipstick is incredibly red. I used the carandache luminance, and I used these Crayola and the Mungyo Gallery oil pastels. Yep. I used all that for various parts of the scene, like the cake topping and the luminance colored pencils, the 1901 or 1902. I forget what the number is, but they were really, really pretty. And I did that for her dress and for her makeup. And yeah, I think it came out gorgeous. I just wish you could see the vibrancy of the colors on camera. Very, very pretty. Yeah, that was really fun. Retrofuturism. Onward now. Let's see what the next prompt was. This was collage. I was not a big fan of collage. I did not know what to do. I just threw a whole bunch of stuff on the page. I know it's really shiny with the lamp on, but yeah. Following that was teacups. I do have a collection of teacups, and these are all from my collection. My favorite one is the top down one on the top right. That is the teacup I use daily. I do have cute little blue one on the bottom. I have like a mermaid shimmery one, and then I have that Russian one over on the bottom left corner, and then I did some little doilies, and the gold edging I did with the Stabilos. So this was pointillism. This was so much fun. This is inspired by George Seurat, one of my favorite impressionist artists. He is like the father of pointillism, and I'm sure that you've seen this before, but yeah, I did this with the Mungyo Gallery pastels, and this is when I had this smaller set. I also did it with Posca pens, so you can see the very precise Posca pen marks on the page if you go closer. Yes. You can see the smudginess of my oil pastels and then the round little Posca pen marks. But I think it came out really, really cool. I sat and watched football, I believe, and was just kind of dotting the pages as I was watching football. Yeah, it was a labor of love. And then I used this fixative, the Sennelier fixative for oil pastels, so that everything kind of flattens down and doesn't transfer. But I'm still going to put the wax sheet back on top just to protect it. Next was art supplies. These are my favorite art supplies, and I've mentioned a few of them already. And you can see the shimmeriness that I added to the Derwent and the Pentel pocket brush pen. But there it is, my favorite paintbrush, my Ohuhu markers. It didn't come out very well. When I drew it out, kind of looks weird, but whatever. My carandache set, my little Neocolor 2, the Sakura paint markers that I've used for backgrounds. There's my Derwent Inktense. It's a very short version, but it's got the little gold. Yeah, these were some of my favorite art supplies to use in this sketchbook. So, and those are my Derwent Inktense. I have a lot of them. There's more in here. Yeah. And you can see the carandache super colors too. So yeah, that's my favorite paintbrush up there. I think I already pointed that one out though. But this was 100 cats in 100 minutes. I don't know if you can tell, but that's not 100 cats. I could not fit 100 cats on this page. I could fit 60, but they're so cute. That's one of my favorites. There's another favorite. That one's kind of cute. That one up there is really cute. It's weird looking, but cute. I don't know. I had a lot of favorites. I had a lot of fun with this one too. I like how it came out. It was kind of an accident, but it was a happy accident. I just used a water-soluble ink pen, and I didn't realize it was water-soluble. So this one is birds. This one was really beautiful. I did a few different mediums for this one. I did the Supercolor pencils there. I did just watercolor there with some Derwent Inktense on top. And then I did the oil pastels down there. And I think I just did color pencil for the hummingbird. So really fun and really, really pretty. I like how the oil pastel came out on the pigeon. Very bright. This was fun too. I did Tombow markers for the Highland cows and sheep, originally called Highland coos and sheep. But yeah, this was a cute one. I was definitely inspired for this one. And then this is the St. Joseph's of Los Angeles. This is the old church prompt. This is the church where my parents got married. I did this one in colored pencil, and I think I might have used Supercolor and Derwent Inktense, but I definitely used a lot of colored pencil for this one. And I know with the light off, I thought maybe you could see the colors in the stained glass window, but maybe not so much. I don't know. This was fun. I sat and just kind of did this one through the course of a day, and I really enjoyed it. My parents love it, and I think that's what matters, because this is the church they got married at. And yeah. Next was animals or critters with patterns. I chose to do a Navajo style snake, a folk art bird, just a regular tiger, and then a Indian style elephant. But I think everyone's favorite has been the snake when I've showed them. But yeah, this was fun to do with the watercolor background. This was circus for this theme. I did not like this one, but I honestly like the patterns one that I did a lot less. This one is growing on me. It's like a children's book, and I'm okay with that. This was oil pastel, and then I sprayed it down with the fixative, so now it's very shiny and flat. This one's makeup. These are the products that I use every day, and I did this with a lot of watercolor, and then my gold glitter gel pen on top. And then this was the last prompt of the month. This is giant cats or oversized cats and rats. And I did this with watercolor with a little bit of my glitter gel pen for the fromagerie. I'm probably butchering that, but the cheese shop. And then a little bit of the glitter pen around the little Tokyo cat. I loved how some of the watercolor came out. I'm not a fan of how all of the cats came out, but anyway, yeah, that's it. That was the last and final prompt, and it was fun. It was not my best work, but I tried. And I think that's what matters most, is just trying. So that was really fun. I would recommend anyone give a prompt list a shot. It will really expand your creativity and kind of break you out of the mold. So have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks again for coming along for the double sketchbook tour. Bye.